Last week I did a call out on Facebook for all the comments you've heard Liberal Party voters say for why they vote Liberal. 99% of them was, they're dead. Anything else? That is all. So we pretty much just got the 1% of comments that aren't about that, because I think after 300 videos, we've gotten past the dead argument. But yeah, we're going to bring it up at least 2 more times in this video, and probably 60 times more before the election. Minimum. So this is going to be a how-to guide. Pretty much, I'm the Amway regional manager, and you're all the people in my seminar as I go, okay, so you've got friends? No, you don't. You have customers. So thank you so much to everybody who contributed on that Facebook post. But look, I'm going to be honest, I didn't read most of them. But the ones that I've compiled are the creme de la creme. Mwah. And I can judge that having read about 3% of them. And look, just before we start, yes, I get it. I look like Lord Farquaad. Can you come up with some other comparison? Now it's just going to be friendly doddies, looks like an ass. Ooh. And also, are you saying that I'm short? Look, I can guarantee you, I'm taller than PewDiePie. Hayden Holder's written that he always gets, specific to the last 2 elections, that guy Bill Shorten, he's got a fucking weasel face. I don't trust him. First off, he doesn't have a weasel face. He has a midget's head. Lee Sales has a weasel face. In fact, Matt, put them together. Which one's which? Honestly, at this point, I think I've outgrown the name Friendly Geordies. This channel should just be renamed, This Person Looks Like This Thing. Also, the Liberal Government. Oh, Bill Shorten, why is he not as hot as Chris Brown the vet? What is this? Can we stop judging politics on personality? It's honestly like saying, oh, I'm gonna get my car fixed by the strippers at Bada Bing because they were nicer to me than my mechanic. And on top of that, go ask people in the Labour Party what they think about Bill Shorten. It is almost unanimous that he's a good dude. Wasn't the same with Kevin Rudd. It was almost the exact opposite. In fact, the only person I've ever heard talk shit about Bill Shorten in the Labour movement is Kevin Rudd. And yet all of suburban Australia, who've never met either, always say, oh, Bill Shorten, very midgety head. Ah, Kevin Rudd, nice and spherical, yes. I like the idea of electing the moon. And yet they all seem to think they're excellent judges of character. Well, I beg to differ, because it was you people that kept crossing over with John Edwards on for 4 seasons, sitting there on their John Coots furniture chairs wondering, fuck, how's he talking to her auntie? Didn't you hear, Merv? She's dead. And Johnny can talk to dead cunts. Fuck, what a gift. Wonder if I can. Oi, Nan! Nan, you bitch! And on top of that, they like Scott Morrison. He's a happy clapper. I don't know about you, but I'd much rather be ruled by Tyrion than the High Sparrow. Ryan writes, as someone said to him, you think it's bad now? Just wait till your mate Bill Shorten gets in. And you'll see. There's no comeback to that. That is the perfect political argument. I don't need to give you a reason. Respect my voting choices and I'll respect yours. No, because your choice sucks. You're essentially admitting you have no reason to vote for them. You just are. Well, by that logic, why don't you go out and buy 30 seals, strap them together like huskies, and mush them? That's how you get to work. It's the same logic. You have no reason for it. You're just making the shittest choice possible and expecting everyone to respect that. Just buy a car. To which they'll retort, well, under Bill Shorten, that's going to be impossible. David has brought to our attention the classic, I don't like the look of that Bill Shorten guy. And sometimes they say Tim Shorten. Bill Shorten's man boobs freak me out. Why? That's just more of him to love. Elijah has entered that many Liberal voters always say when pushed, my grandparents voted for him, and my parents voted for him. I'm proud to keep up this tradition. Thanks, guy that sees our democracy as some kind of Game of Thrones blood oath. And in a way, it is very heartwarming that they think that way of, you know what's better than every fact and figure on earth combined? My Nan, blood's thicker than water. I'm not related to Bill Shorten, but if I was, I'd vote for him. Simple. Cassie with the classic keeps the economy strong. Again, remember this, from up until the election, this is going to be my version of when Tony Abbott is asked any question on earth. Welcome to the Kids Helpline, what's your problem? The Labour Party has put us in debt. My version of that. Very simple, Cassie. When the Labour Party was in, we were first in the OECD, and now we're 34th. Couldn't make it any simpler. Kate coming up with the goods. Liberal Party save money while the Labour Party spends money. Always a classic. And you're right. And the answer to that is the highest spending government in our nation's history was John Howard. by a mile. IMF figures, worst economic manager in our nation's history. And the current Liberal government, because economic management is a little more than just watching the Channel 9 show Money and jotting down, spend less than you earn. Makes sense. Worst economic managers since Robert Menzies, who, by the way, was another fucking Liberal. They're all terrible. Labor's hand in hand with the loony Greens. I love how that's the most insulting word there is to anyone over the age of 70. Loony. Who wants to be one of those Looney Tunes, a spinning Tasmanian devil? Oh, settle down. That'd give you a headache. Man, if your parents hate the Greens, I have the perfect party for them to vote for. The Labor Party. I have never met anyone who hates them more than Labor politicians. What is this myth that the Greens and Labor are in bed with each other? First off, I really don't want to see that sex tape. As their alliance in government was about as uneasy as Britain's was with Russia, it was only out of dire necessity. It doesn't mean anything if two parties had to form minority government. In Queensland, the Labor Party and Bob Katter's party had to form minority government. Does that mean all of a sudden they love each other? Because if they do, I really want to see that tape. Oh, I wonder if he lets her wear the hat. This one's great. It's one of the sweetest things I've ever heard in my life. It's basically a Miyazaki film in a single sentence. Jack Donner once heard, "Mum always told me to vote Liberals, never Labor." And that was from his neighbour's contractor. Why doesn't that guy have a political commentary channel? Is he in the wrong game being a contractor? And last and certainly least, this is really scraping the barrel when it comes to reasons to not vote Labor. Jessica writes, "The unions are corrupt. My grandma, John Howard, kept the economy strong. My mum." He most certainly did not. He was presiding over the greatest boom in economic history, and we fell in OECD rankings under John Howard. Under Keating, we were 6th. John Howard, we were 10th. That's like coming across that chocolate forest in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and turning it into Detroit. But the grandma's unions are corrupt. I'll tell you what's funny about that. Nothing. Because it triggers me. There's been 2 royal commissions into union corruption. One under Howard, one under Tony Abbott. You know how many criminals they found in the entire union movement after hundreds of millions of dollars pumped into 2 royal commissions? 1. There was more corrupt teachers at my high school. 2 of them were arrested when I was there. And admittedly, because we were in high school, we saw them go out going like, "Oh yes, Mr. Zanzak and Mrs. Ashby, modern day Bonnie and Clyde." But you see the point I'm getting at? The entire union movement is less corrupt than a single high school. They're probably the least corrupt institution in the country, even if you include the Country Women's Association. Look at her handing out cakes. Yeah, this shit's got a nail file in it. Well, we had fun, didn't we, kids? Now go out, go indoctrinate your parents. What is it called? All right, hang on. Let me just... Get some music drop. Now, to stay relevant to you kids, I'm going to tell you to like and click the notification button using the TikTok fad. Make sure you... click the like button. TikTok, best medium ever.
Please share and comment below. Comment.